Deus, princeps pacis, pater futuri seculi, eius regni, gloria finis. Dominus regnabit equorem in totus est Dominus fortitudinem et principes. Gloria Patri et Filium et Spiritui Sanctum, sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Treasured up all these things and guarded them in her heart. The shepherds went back, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, exactly as it had been announced to them. We notice that the visitation comes to people who are not caught up in many things. The shepherds had a very simple life indeed. Indeed, they seem to have been sleeping out in the open, and those who are in that uncluttered state are in contact with time. They hear and see things passing as they pass. Time goes through them and not by them. In our day, much celebration is going on, but one wonders whether the Lord would find it quite as easily as he did to get through to souls. Even those who came from afar and may well have been on their way at this point, the three wise men, in their own mode also were uncluttered. They were fully engaged with the study that they were pursuing. Society has changed completely since those days, insofar as if one looks around in the civilized world, very few people, at least in the cities of our day, experience the dark, the long, uncomplicated night, the time of encounter, of listening, and of interiority. If one looks at the way that in the civilized world the night has become day, and sometimes even the day-night, one wonders what it is of the interior world. And we are not ourselves free from contamination. If we're not careful, we too can lose the privilege of the simple silence of the night. The child to be born on this day was not born in a hugely complex situation, and we have made Christmas very complex. It is a burden upon many, especially mothers of family. True, they are serving their family and with great devotion, and there is much merit in it. But one wonders sometimes whether sometimes simpler is better. One forgets sometimes not always, but sometimes the value of personal gifts, even personal cards. It has become very automatic what is expected of us at Christmas. But life, interior life, and indeed relational life, is not on that side. Indeed, sometimes, if we're not careful, trying to please people can lead, especially in the case of children, to taking the children away from us. The kind of Christmas games that are really blessed by the Lord are those that engage the family even more and not less. There is joy in simple things. There is joy actually in good family playing. Talents can be cultivated without too much being done for us by automatic games. And simple joys can be had in the traditional family games where all the members of the family compete. Joy in our humanity is a blend of the peace in order and an interior life which is serious, which can go on calmly whatever we're doing, and of a joy given unto others. And often the little joys of Christmas come back to us when we have done something really kind and personal to someone else. They are actually sacred areas in which the human and the divine are intermingled at Christmastide. One is the fact that we do actually engage with many people at a distance through communication. But it is rather sad if that again is made automatic and we just add our name to someone else's thought. These are potential moments of truly bringing joy to somebody at a distance. And if it's only once a year, it's a pity if that's missed. It makes a big difference if one sends a meaningful text, I mean a personal greeting and indeed a paragraph or two to someone, to show that that person is not just under duty to be fulfilled, or not. Indeed, there is one person that we all know who I know never sends an artificial Christmas card, but does them all herself. That is interesting. It takes time, but those cards probably would be kept, perhaps forever. What is the fate of our many Christmas cards a few days later? But a word written upon it might have a long history. The word written with true devotion and care for the person can actually warm that person's heart. These are the inner elements of Christmas, which on a human level are linked with grace and share the Lord's goodness also unto men. And in that atmosphere, the true atmosphere, the atmosphere of grace and peace, which was heard there by the shepherds in this angelic song, there is the mingling of heaven and earth in a joy which was wanted at Christmas by God, and which He is free to bless. We can't create an atmosphere and expect God to follow into it and bless it. We're doing our own thing. In a little celebration at dawn, with only a few of us and many angels, that is the one thing we are doing, very simply. There's nothing but Jesus there to draw our attention. So we welcome Jesus with all our heart and ask that he will accept consolation for all the coldness that perhaps he has received in this night, where there was much noise and much sin in church. Deum, Patrem omnipotentem, Autorem Celi et terrae, visibilium omnium, et invisibilium, et in uno Dominum Iesum Christum, Filium Dei unigenitum, et ex Patre natum, ante omnia saecula. Deum Deum, lumen de lumine, Deum verum et Deum verum, genitum non pactum, consubstantialem Patri, perquem omnia pacta sunt, qui propter nos homines, et propter nostrum salutem, descendit de celis, et incarnatus est Spiritus Sancto, ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Crucifixus et siam pro nobis, sub Pontio Pilato. Vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuum, sorsum corda, Dominus ad Dominum, gratias adamus Domino Deo nostro, Benedictum et justum est cum et salutare, nos divis et peredubinque gratias agem, Domine sancte Pater omnipotens eterne Dea, per incarnati verbi mysterium, novamentis nostri oculis lux Tuae charitatis impulsus, utum visibiliter Deum cognoscimus, per ungem invisibilium amorem rapiamus, et Ideo cum angelis et archangelis, cum tronis et dominationis, cum cui omni militia celestis exercitus, hymnum gloriae Tuae canimus, sine fine dicentus. Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus. per omnia saecula saeculorum. Oris, recepti salutaribus moniti, et divina institutione formati, audemus dicerum. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Per omnia saecula saeculorum. Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum. Et cum spiritu tuo. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, dona nobis pacem. Ecce Agnus Dei, ecce qui tollit peccata mundi, Domine non sum dignus, ut intre subtectum meum, sed tantum dic verbo, et sonabitur anima mea. Domine non sum dignus, ut intre subtectum meum, sed tantum dic verbo, et sonabitur anima mea. Domine non sum dignus, ut intre subtectum meum, sed tantum dic verbo, et sonabitur anima mea. Verbum caro factum est, et habitavit in nobis, et vidimus gloria meus, gloriam quasi unicentia Patri, plenum gratiae et veritatis. Deo gratias. Ades Dei Filius, Spiritus triumphantes, venite, venite in Bethlehem. Natum videte, regem angelorum, venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus, Dominum, Deum de Deo, lumen de lumine, Jes santum et Veni te adoremus, veni te adoremus, veni te adoremus, Dominum. And the Word was made flesh. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, to the same Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Its divine assistance remain always with us, and make the souls of the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace.
Amen.
O angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here, ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Blessed Michael, the Archangel, defend us in the hour of conflict. Be our safeguard against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God restrain him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust Satan down to hell, and with him all the evil spirits who wander through the world for the ruin of souls.
Amen.